Welcome back, guys. I just want to show you the best starting battleship that you can choose for the campaign if you did want to play battleships. Then what I recommend is playing as the French. The British and the Austro-Hungarians also pretty good with battleships at the beginning. The other two nations, Germany and Italy, are not great. So if you want to play battleships, then I recommend the French, and if you don't want to play the French, then the British and the Austro-Hungarians. So I'll quickly show you the design. So quite a while back now, the devs made what I consider to be a pretty foolish decision, but they were trying to appease people who were complaining, which is why they made the decision. They basically made it so the enemy ships always come towards you, and even if they're heavily outnumbered, they will always try and fight you, unless they're either... In fact, the only time that I think I've seen them not come towards you is if they're only using torpedo boats, maybe only destroyers. But if they've got a single light cruiser or bigger, they'll just sail straight to the doom. Which means that the speed is not important anymore. You can just basically put it down to 0 because the enemy are just going to come straight at you. Obviously it means that they get a bonus to their accuracy against you because you're a slow target. But other than that, you don't need speed to chase people down anymore because of that decision that the devs made. So, with that in mind, at the beginning of the game, you can set your speed down to 16 knots if you're only using battleships. This is. If you're using other ships and you're using like a combined arms type of fleet, then you might want to increase the speed so they keep up with the rest of the ships. But I'm just assuming you're going to use battleships only, so you can set the speed down to 16. This is the start of the campaign on Create Your Own Design. So this is the ship that you actually start with. I haven't started the campaign yet. So put your beam up to maximum, draft down to minimum. Compound armor, heavy shells, reduced ammo. Don't bother with the reloading. You get worse aiming speed, which can be a bit of a problem. So it's not worth the extra weight, in my opinion. You've got enough guns on your ship to not need 10% extra reload. Reloading is only good, in my opinion, when you get to the auto reloaders, number 1 and 2. Up until there, it's not really that important. It's more of a luxury. 96216 is what you want the arm scheme to be. 96216, and then 4 on the turret tops on the main guns, and 13 and 10. And then with the secondary guns, you don't get ammo debts as far as I'm aware. I thought you did, but I think I was misreading the reports, and I think it was from belt hits and deck hits that I was getting the ammo explosions, and it just so happens that every time I got one, I got a secondary gun taken out at the same time. So as far as I'm aware, you don't get ammo debts. If they don't have a bar bet number, you don't get ammo debts from these guns getting destroyed. So you don't need to worry about the armor on these until you get bar bets on the gun. 20% length and increase the diameter. So because this ship is so good, the reason this ship is so good, sorry, is because you can get 3 turrets, 3 main guns, and it's a nice balanced design. You start off with decent towers with the French. Not always, it does depend on a little bit of luck, but most of the time you'll start off with decent towers, which means that you don't get any smoke interference. And unfortunately you can't put anything bigger than 3.9 on the sides, but 3.9 and 9.9 will deal with the majority of the targets. So you've basically got 3 9-inch guns, and then you've got 3.9-inch guns everywhere else. You can fit a 2-inch gun on here, but I don't see the point in putting a single 2-inch gun on. So that is the ship. I will do some follow-up videos after this. In fact, what I can do is just do it now. I just save this. Because I am going to do a campaign with this. Interesting. Your ship is overweight. Right. Did I... Okay, that's strange. That's very odd. Okay. God knows why it does that. Oh, now it's oh dear. Right then. Well, this is not ideal. Some bugs in the game still, unfortunately, but you can get around them. Okay, hopefully, when I save design now, it won't be overweight again. It's exactly the same ship. Oh, I took one conning tower off, didn't I? Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly build these, and then what I'll do is I'll show you on the custom battle. The Austro-Hungarian and the British designs. Okay, so it's very similar. Oh, I haven't actually designed it. I thought I had. That's a shame. I'll just quickly design it. So with this gun you can fit 12 inches on. With this gun, with this ship, you can fit 12 inches on. But don't bother putting the diameter up. Let's see. With the British ship you can put 6 inches on the side, but with this Austro-Hungarian ship you can only put 5.9. But other than that, they're basically identical. The British ship has actually got a bigger displacement, so what you can do is play 2 years of the campaign to upgrade your shipyard before you actually build your starting battleship for the British. But other than that, it's basically identical. Right then, let me just have a quick look here. So I always go max HE at the start of the game. You don't need AP really at the start of the game. Right then, take these off. 3.9 is actually better than 2.9. Unfortunately, you can't hover over these anymore to see where they are. Looks like I've got them everywhere. Used to be able to hover over this to actually see where the guns are. Unfortunately, you can't do that anymore, which is a bit frustrating because it's really difficult to find the guns. There it is. There we go, got them all off now. So let's see if we can actually put the 3 inches. So 3 inches can't go on these, but the 2 inches could. So you can put the 2 inches, the ones that I've just taken off. 2 inches are really, really good. It's just 3 inches are better, which I never realised until recently. I always thought 2 inches were better, but with you being able to put the length up to 20, it actually turns out that the 3 inches are better, and they do significantly more damage and longer range, so they are just much better all round. Okay, so this would be the armour setup, the gun setup that you use, and then the armour setup would be around 966 if you can get away with it. Looks like we might be struggling to. Yeah, it looks like we're not going to be able to manage the 966 design. With the British, I'm pretty sure you can get 966, 211, and then a pretty decent superstructure. So that would be the main difference between the Austro-Hungarians and the British versions of these. Okay, so the turret top isn't massively important, but you still want some on. It's looking like we might be struggling. Because really you want at least 1 inch on these. But you also want a decent superstructure, so potentially drop these down. See how much this weighs. That was 27. Let's see how much this is. That 12. So if we put that up to 1.5. So you do something like this basically. Like I say, with the British one, you can get away with a bit more armour, I think, but this is pretty damn good. And obviously you just need to balance it out a little bit. Don't know if this will move backwards. Apparently not. Let's see how much of a difference this makes to the armour. Quite significantly. You do get a better arc though, and it'll help with the weight offset, so I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so this would be the Austro-Hungarian ship. 16 plus 10% minimum draft, and then heavy reduced, don't bother with the reloading, 955 1.51, and then we've got a 2.2 on the superstructure. So with this ship you've obviously got bigger guns. The other one, the French one, you had 9.9s, this has got 12s. So this one's actually better at battleship killing, but the French one's got an extra gun on, so it's better at shooting mainly the cruisers, but also it's got quite a lot of small guns to deal with the torpedo boats. The other difference is this has got 5.9 inches. Looks like we've got 6 on each side. So 5.9 inches on each side, which is pretty damn good. So yeah, this is the other potential design that I would recommend going for. Like I say, the British one's basically identical to this one, so there's no point in me showing you the British one. So there you go, they are the French, British and Austro-Hungarian ships that you can start the game off. Now, these ships, if you have enough of them in a task fleet, are absolutely brutal. You can basically use them until Well, I don't know. We're going to find out. I'm going to play a campaign and find out how long you can use them till. What I'm going to do in the campaign is I'm not going to upgrade the ships, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to play with the ships that we start off with. I might not even research anything. I might just have the research down at 0 and see how long we can survive for against the enemy. So yeah, it should be fun. But this is a brutal design, this one and the French one. You can use these ships for a very long time, as soon as you get veteran crew on them. The veteran crew plus the 10% beam with minimum draft is just absolutely lethal. And then obviously with your 20% on your guns. So yeah, give it a go, see what you think. In my opinion, it's pretty damn awesome. Alright, hope this has been helpful. Take care guys, see you soon.